Good evening and welcome to the Franklin Township Board of Education meeting. Today is Thursday, December 21st, 2023. Can I get a roll call, please?
Ms. Desai? Mr. Grippo?
Here.
Dr. Hopkins? Here. Mr. Jackson? Ms. Maris?
Here.
Mr. Shaban?
Here.
Ms. Singh?
Here.
Ms. LaCourte?
Here.
And Dr. Smith?
Here.
And for the record, Walter sent a text. He will be a few minutes late. His daughter's got a game. That's the most important thing. Mike, can you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nishita, would you read the mission statement, please?
Franklin Township Public Schools embraces its diversity, fosters excellent educational innovation, and empowers all students to achieve their highest potential.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to adopt the agenda, please? Moved by Ardeman, seconded by Nishita. All in favor? Opposed? Agenda is now adopted. Do we have a student representative? No? Okay, and now we are on to recognition of the Warrior for Life Foundation.
Everybody. Okay. The Warrior for Life Scholarship Foundation was established in March of 2017 by a group of Franklin High School alumni, friends, family, and community members with a simple mission to generate scholarships for students in the Franklin Township community of Somerset, New Jersey that exhibit excellence in the areas of academics, athletics, arts, community service, social consciousness, and philanthropy. According to their website, all the Warrior for Life board members, committee members, and volunteers share 4 things in common. They are all warriors for life. They are committed and accountable to the community. They know Franklin is home and feel a responsibility for taking care of it, as well as a responsibility to pay it forward, to help our students because someone along the way helped them. The organization has had a variety of scholarships dedicated to some of those who helped along the way. Among these are the Academic Excellence Award honoring Carl and Teresa Wade, the Myra A. Mitchell Financial Need Personal Tragedy Award, the Historically Black College or University Award in honor of Malcolm and Barbara Bernard, and the Legacy Award, which was recently given in memory of Bruce Medley. Each of these awards supports the ideals of the organization: excellence, community, education, and legacy. The Warrior for Life organization has a website where you can volunteer your time or make a monetary donation. They have sponsored some events over the years, including formal galas where the awards are presented, a casino night, an annual golf outing, and a series of events in town during I Love Franklin Week. Over the years, the Warrior for Life Scholarship Foundation has awarded 73 scholarships totaling over $76,000. We are pleased to have the founding members here this evening, Darren and Adrienne Plummer and Nicholas and Rebecca Solomon. I would like to ask them to say a few words and then greet the board to receive their recognition and our appreciation.
Well, good evening, everyone, and
thank you for having a platform to recognize the work that our Scholarship Foundation has done. But we are standing here as founders of the Scholarship Foundation, but there's people here that volunteered their time, joined our committee, and they are alumni, they are parents of Franklin, and certainly can join us. So we have Mr. and Mrs. Derek Peters, and Keon Peters is here, and my sister here, LaShawn Arrington. And so it's great to have them here tonight as well. So thank you. I'm going to keep this brief, but our work is about the kids. Our work is about giving back. And we want to thank you. We want to thank everyone who volunteered and supported the school counselors in Franklin High School and the other schools in Franklin Township that help us find different applicants for the scholarship. We want to thank them all, and the community of Franklin, and we appreciate everyone. So thank you for this night. And anyone else? All right.
Just to take an opportunity to remind that we are a scholarship foundation. So any moment would not be complete without us asking for the community to continue to support us. I know that every member of the board has supported us in small and large ways throughout the years, but we appreciate this award, obviously, but there is no greater award than we can receive than having continued financial support so that we can continue to support the young people of the township that we know and love and call home and are raising our kids here as well. So thank you all again, and any final words?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on, why you not going?
So thank you to the Warrior for Life Foundation. Bill and I are Warriors for Life from the second year, which is like, and I wear my little pin. And I'm so proud to be a Warrior for Life. Out of every recognition I've ever gotten, I think that was the most important one because it was so homegrown. So thank you for that. And Walter is the dad of a recipient of Warrior for Life. So how did it help Tiana?
So yes, my oldest daughter, Tiana Joy Jackson, received the Warrior for Life Foundation. And I think it just helped support and reinforce what our district is doing with our students. The opportunity that you guys gave her to apply and get it. She went on to excel at UIC. About a week and a half ago, she got her master's, so she marched. So it's a good staple. I mean, you guys are really leaving a legacy with Franklin. I truly appreciate everything that you've done and everything that you will continue to do for these students, because it's a beautiful thing. You guys are definitely warriors for life. You guys went through the ranks of this district and these school systems, and now you're back doing the work, but still giving back as well. So I truly appreciate everything that you do as well, and I know we do. So we will continue to support you like we always have, and definitely continue to reach out to us for anything that you may need.
So any organization that gives as much to our kids as you do is a fantastic organization. And how much you guys give back, like Walter said, to the community is just really what your organization's all about. So if you're looking for somebody to donate for the end of the year for that tax deduction, Warrior for Life Foundation. So thank you. Bill, did you have something you wanted to say as my co-inductee in year 2?
So it is so heartwarming to see alumni step up to the degree that some of my colleagues here have done in the past. And it's a real inspiration to our kids, our families. I've been involved with them for a few years, and their work is great. Fundraising is not easy, as you know. So we see you out there, you know, with the golf outings and with the casino nights or whatever, and it's just inspirational. So keep it up. I know I'm committed. We're committed as a board to see this kind of work continue. This is a real inspiration, because you were in the schools that you're now helping. Yeah, you know, my kids were in the schools that they want to help, and you are an example to them. So I just commend you. That's all I could say. God bless. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. And thank you. And now we're on to our superintendent's report.
Thank you, President LaCourte, and I thank the Warrior for Life Foundation as well. Beyond providing resources to our families and our students especially, one of the other things that an alumni association does is it provides a link and a sense of community to those folks who have moved away. And not everyone can stay, and some folks move away, but having an active alumni association such as the Warrior for Life for a school district is vital, because it provides that pathway for folks who are forced to move away or have to move away or even choose to move away, that link back to their alma mater, back to their school district. And you folks have successfully done that, and that has paid dividends in more ways than just providing scholarships to students, but it models for students and shows them the importance of giving back and staying connected. So I want to thank you for that. I think that's important work as well, and I know that's no easy lift. So thanks to you all. As far as the rest of this report, I'm going to keep it very brief, as we typically do in our December meeting. And I'm sure, not to steal a page from Mrs. LaCourte, but I'm sure she's going to take an opportunity to thank our outgoing board members, and I would like to do that too. So on behalf of the administration and staff of the Franklin Township Public Schools, I'd like to take this opportunity to publicly thank Ms. Desai and Dr. Smith for their service to our school district and for their support during their tenure on the Franklin Township Public School Board of Education. Your guidance and thoughtful contributions to our work over the last several years is much appreciated, and I wish you well as you move forward onto new endeavors. Also, as is tradition, the board has asked that I invite you back one last time in January after our reorganization meeting, so that our new reorganized board is afforded the opportunity to celebrate your years of service at the regular Board of Education meeting, which once approved at the reorg meeting, will be scheduled for January 25th. So hopefully you're not going too far away, and hopefully you'll be nearby. And if that doesn't work, we'll get you another month. So no fear, but that is our tradition here, that once we reorganize, we get our new board members on board, that everybody join in celebrating the work that you did. So if we can't make that work for January, we'll get you in February or another meeting soon. So please mark your calendars, and you'll get a formal invite out of either Mr. Bonanno's office or from Mrs. Clark, just reminding you as the date draws near. Winter recess, just a reminder, after tomorrow's regular school session, all schools will close for winter recess, and I hope everyone has a safe and enjoyable break. We look forward to kicking off the remainder of the school year with our reopening on January 2nd, 2024. And that's it for us.
Thank you. I'm going to start with a moment of silence. Earlier this month, we lost one of our young Franklin Warriors who'd been ill and was attending an out-of-district school. So please join me in a moment of silence in support of the student's family and friends. Thank you. Picking it back up, Franklin Cheer was recently awarded the opportunity to return to the UCA national competition in Orlando, Florida later this year. So they're back again, and it's great. SGS HSC Players Fundraiser and Retirement Celebration. Shortly after the new year, there will be a retirement party for Terry Seggio, who was the driving force behind the SGS HSC Players for many, many years. The party will also serve as a fundraiser for the SGS HSC Players Alumni Association, which also provides scholarships to Franklin students. The party will take place on Friday, January 5th, 2024, from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Little Rocky Hill Volunteer Fire Department in Princeton. So you can call the district office, 732-873-2400, or send an email to warriornews@franklinboe for more information. And we hope that you can attend, because she is a phenomenal, phenomenal person. And right, Bill? And project graduation, they're having a used clothing drive at SGS at Franklin Middle School on Saturday, January 20th from 8 to 1. So please drop off your new and gently used clothes, shoes, handbags, stuffed animals, blankets, or curtains to support this great cause. More information on this and other events in town can be found on the district website under the headline or community events section. And the used clothing drive, that money goes for Project Graduation, which is an event that keeps our kids safe on graduation day. So it's a really important event. I would like to congratulate my colleague and my friend, Ardaman Singh, who is now from New Jersey School Boards, a master board member. So congratulations. And like Doc said, this is the last meeting for Mike and Nishida. They have been incredible board members, making us think, providing questions or ideas that in ways that we didn't maybe think of, because everybody brings different perspectives. They've been incredible board members, and I'm really proud of serving on the board with them. But more importantly, they've been great community members, and they're very active in the community. And that's a big thing, and they're very active in our schools. So we appreciate that. And then they've become, we joined the board together and we serve as colleagues, but we become friends. So our friendships will continue long after you leave the board. So I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for all that you've done and all of your service. And you will definitely be missed as you wink at me. So that concludes my president's report. And now we are on to comments from the public, 5 minutes per speaker, agenda items only. Can I get a motion to open public comment?
So moved.
Moved by Ardaman, seconded by Walter.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public comment on any item is now open. Agenda item, sorry.
Madam President, since no one has stepped up to the mic for the public comment, I may make a motion to close the public comment.
Motion to close public comment by Dennis, seconded by Sammy. Bill, all in favor? Opposed? Public comment on agenda items is now closed. Now we're on to our committee and liaison reports. Nishida, do you have anything? Sammy? Do you have anything from Fisk? That's a liaison.
Yeah, so, hello? Oh, there you go. Yeah, so in terms of the work that we're doing at Fisk, and we're going to get it, are we going to do the facilities report? So we'll talk about it during the facilities report portion, Ms. LaCourte. Is that right? Okay. Yeah, and just to also congratulate Mike and Nishida on sort of what they're going to go on to, and thank you so much for being great board members. And I know Nishida is not going to go very far because she's going to be taking a much bigger role on Fisk, which is the Franklin Food Insecurity and Safety Coalition. She stepped up. I didn't push her there. I pushed her a little bit. But that's a huge initiative. We're going to talk a little bit more about one of the ways that we're going to use the facilities to perhaps even further the food insecurity initiatives that we're working on. But that's all. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Bill, you have anything? I'm sorry, Lori, I can't even see down there. Do you have anything, Lori?
I was being hidden. We're all in a straight line. I just want to congratulate Mike and Nishida and thank them for their years on the board. All of the vibrance that they added to our discussions was very much appreciated. Fabulous perspectives, and I wish you both well. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm being constantly reminded, point of order. So we're only looking at committee reports. Bill, can you give us committee report?
Yeah, I mean, I have the deepest respect for the work you've done on the board, and it's been a pleasure to work with you, and yeah, I wish you the very best as you go on. That's it. Good health. Now you want to do this? Okay. I'm going to do the safety report now. Nancy, all right? So the committee met Tuesday, December 12th. It consisted of myself as chair, Laurie Meris, Sammy Saban, Orville Wilson, Dr. Ravalli. The committee reviewed the Crisis Management Emergency Quick Reference Staff Manual. Now, the manual is printed on a flip chart, and I know from my days in the school, the flip chart hangs in the back of the classroom, so to speak. So the staff has quick reference, and substitute teachers have quick reference to the emergency manual in case of an emergency. The manual has been updated, different procedures, and it's on the agenda tonight for approval. One of the questions I asked during the meeting was, is the staff being trained at staff meetings regularly? Now, by that I mean September and January. The staff should look at the principal should go over the manual with the staff so that they understand that this is a tool that could be used in case of an emergency. That was an important part of the meeting. The committee, we also reviewed the HIB and suspension reports for the month of November, and we'll be looking at additional methods to continue supporting the schools to reinforce positive behavior. The committee reviewed and discussed a snapshot of the ODR data comparison from this year to last year, and we looked at some positive results. We also discussed the district emergency school evacuation and student reunification tabletop drill. Reunification means how do kids find their parents after an emergency. So that's something that's always to be discussed. Finally, the committee discussed in a virtual forum that took place hosted by McAfee Road School PTSO concerning the water main construction project that's due to happen in March and May. And let's just hope that it's not like Boundbrook where they had to close the bridge. I hear there's a lot of controversy over that. But anyway, it was a good meeting that we had this week. That's it.
Thank you. Walter?
No.
Mike?
Curriculum. We met on December 11th of this year at 6 p.m. On a Zoom meeting. Present were myself, Mr. Jackson, Dr. Hopkins, President LaCourte, Dr. Logren, and Dr. Ravalli. We discussed a couple proposals for today. There was a motion to accept the New Jersey High Impact Tutoring Grant funds in the amount of $306,000 to be used for virtual tutorials for students in grades 3 and 4. These funds help address accelerated learning goals that the district has prioritized. There's also going to be a motion to accept and submit an amendment for ESEA carryover funds. These funds address supplemental and professional development learning opportunities for students and staff. There's going to be a motion to approve the book Class Act by Jerry Kraft as a classroom text for grade 6 ELA students beginning the 2023-2024 school year. This text supports the district's equity plan initiatives. There's a motion to approve a new course entitled AP United States History 1 for students in grade 9 beginning in September of 2024. This full year course will be the first half of a 2-year course sequence and serve as a prerequisite for AP United History 2, which culminates in students taking the AP US History exam. There's a motion to approve the following course name change: Introductions to Architecture for students in grade 10 through 12 to Architecture, beginning in the 2024-2025 school year. This change will make it easier for students to identify the course. There's a motion to approve the following course name changes to better reflect the focus of the courses: Computer Animation and Web Design 1 for students in grade 9 through 12 to Introduction to Photoshop 1 and 2, beginning in the 2024-2025 school year. To change Computer Animation and Web Design 2 for students in grades 10 through 12 to Advanced Photoshop and Gaming, beginning same year. A change in Computer Animation and Web Design 3 for students in grades 11 through 12 to Introduction to Warrior Television Production, again, that same year. Change Advanced Warrior Television Production and Adobe Suite programs to Computer Animation and Web Design 4 for students in grade 11 through 12, beginning also again in 2024-2025 year. And then we discussed a little bit about the Poetry Out Loud event at FHS that happened on December 13th. The meeting concluded at 6:19. Quick meeting. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Dennis?
Good evening, everybody. I have policy, the policy committee. We met on December 11th virtually. The committee members was myself, Nishida Desani, Dr. Michael Smith, Nancy LaCourte, and Mary Clark. The meeting opened at 7:14. The committee reviewed and discussed the following revised policies. Policy 2270, religion in the schools, has been revised to include a requirement that the board certify to the DOE annually that there is no policy which prevents or otherwise denies participation in a constitutionally protected prayer in a public elementary and secondary schools as detailed in the guidance on constitutional protection prayer and religious expressions in elementary and secondary schools. Additionally, revisions include updates of the terms used in the guidance. Policies 3161 and 4161, examination for cause, have been revised and rewritten to better explain the process which boards of education and their superintendent must follow when they wish to require a physical or psychiatric examination of a staff member to determine the staff member's physical or mental fitness to perform the position the staff member currently holds. The committee also discussed a clerical error which appeared in the revision to policy 8,500 food services, which was adopted at the November board meeting. The error has been corrected, and the policy is posted in the manual online. The meeting adjourned at 7:30 p.m. And now I would take the opportunity, number one, hats off to the Warriors of Life crew out here, special folks in the community, keep doing what you're doing. Love what you're doing. Nashida and Mike. Yes, we have, you guys have opened your arms when I came on board, and I truly appreciate it. Was able to, during that first year, mentor me, temperament or tone me down a little bit, and showed me the ropes of being a good team member that already existed here on the board. I truly appreciate that. Like Nancy said, yes, we are board members, but I have established new friends. And I appreciate the time, and if need be, I'll pick up the phone and ask for some help. Thank you.
Thank you. Sammy?
Yeah, so I'm going to do facilities now. Before I even get to that, I did want to give a shout out to Nishida as well. Within FISC, the Franklin Food Insecurity and Safety Coalition, she put, I don't know how many hours, but I think days to compile all of the different ways that people can get food resources within our town. So instead of having to worry about going to the food bank and figuring it out, or going to the Board of Education or the Somerset County, we have a one-pager. We're just making it prettier. It's going to be syndicated hopefully throughout the schools and throughout the town, the elderly centers. That Nishida was key in terms of bringing all the partners that are part of FISC and getting it so that if you're a child and you're hungry, here are the resources. If you're a parent and you're hungry, here are the resources. If you're a senior and you're hungry, here are the resources. And if you'd like to give back, here are the resources. So that, I think, Nishida deserves a lot of credit for doing that. So thank you so much, Nishida. Another thing that came out of our meeting at FISC, which again, FISC is something that came out of the Board of Education where we're partnering with the Township, but a lot of other partners. We've got the Youth Center, we've got the Franklin Food Bank, we've got 70 Houses of Worship represented, we've got representatives from the community. Everyone is welcome to attend. We're going to have our next meeting January 10th at 3 p.m. at the Senior Center. But one of the ideas that came out of that last time was the Franklin Food Bank is actually running short on space, as many people know. And so when they look around for space, the places where there is space are not where the people need it, and the places where people need it have no space. And so we were walking out, Dr. Valley, myself, and Derek, and the idea came up of perhaps using the property on Pine Grove Manor, which, as some of the folks here know, has an 80% Title I, meaning 80% free and reduced lunch. And so one of the highest need schools that we have. And so there's a lot of property out front. And so one of the things we discussed and we approved in the facility subcommittee was allowing a feasibility study for the food bank to look at that property to put their food bank. So effectively the school would work out a contract, basically almost nothing, and then the food bank would raise money to do that. You'll hear a lot more details, but we discussed that in the last meeting. We also discussed the Middle Bush lease update. So the building that's right here on Middle Bush, if we can, we're looking to see if the township can buy it and that we can lease it. And if we do that, we'd be able to have more access to pre-K. Effectively, we would have enough resources, almost if not completely, to have a complete pre-K program free of charge within our town. So if we take a step back, I think the facilities portion of what Franklin is doing, besides the amazing accommodation, I mean, you're talking about a health center that just opened up just a few weeks ago that gives free health care, no copay, no nothing for all of our teachers. You're talking about another center coming up on Hillcrest for the kids to get health. You're talking about a pre-K building that's going to have universal pre-K for all of our kids in town. And you're talking about potentially having a food bank co-located in our highest need area to allow for food resources for our entire town. So when we talk about the partnerships and helping to cure an entire town, and the integral part that the Board of Education can play in that, I really feel like a lot of that is happening on this board right now. And so we should all be very, very proud of that. One other thing that we talked about was the final eligible cost determination letters. Mr. Bonanno explained that the district will be awarded grant funds to assist in paying for HVAC work, and we did a transportation audit, and we concluded, I didn't say who was in attendance, I should have. So it was myself, Ardaman Singh, Lori Maris, Dr. Valley, Mr. Bonanno, Mr. Stephen Fred, and Mr. Mark McNamara. We concluded the meeting at 7 o'clock. Thank you so much.
Before you go on,
Yeah, I just want to clarify one point. And I think you may have just missed it. The health center, the Zoo Fall Health Center, the Student Health Center, that'll be constructed not on the Hillcrest campus, but it's slated to be constructed on the Hamilton Street campus. Originally was, but we found it couldn't fit in the footprint. So now it'll be on the Hamilton Street campus in the area where Zoo Fall is currently bringing their mobile van, which was formerly known as the tennis court. So one section of the tennis courts, or actually a whole half of the tennis courts, closer to Burger Street. Yes, closer to Burger Street. That will be the location of the prefabricated building that will be going out to bid shortly after the holiday break, that we are in partnership with the township on to provide the health care to not only students but community members as well through a partnership, a three-way partnership with the township, the board, and the Zoo Fall healthcare provider. So we're really excited about that. I just wanted to make sure, because there were some space issues on the Hillcrest campus, parking issues, and so we have since then moved away from that. The Middle Bush thing, thanks for mentioning that, because that's exciting as well. And a point of clarification, the township has that building. Remember, that was a facility we were once in, but now we're talking about working with them, making some modifications, and then utilizing it again as a school for a pre-K center, a much-needed pre-K center. Our pre-K numbers were once around 100. I want to say that's probably, and not to be quoted on exact numbers because I'm really going off the top of my head here, but we were around 100 probably in 2015, 2016, and we're closer to 600, if not over 600, pre-K 3 and 4 students, with potential for more, because we know we have more folks that would love to access the service. We don't have the space, and nor do the private providers that we're using. They don't have the space any longer either. Private providers have to be within the township in order to qualify under the grant program. So we're excited about the opportunity to maybe expand into that school, work with the township to make it something pre-K savvy and something that's usable by pre-K students. So more to come on that. We're not there yet, but we're close. And hopefully when we return from winter break and really dive into this, we'll have some more news on that as we exit the winter and head into the spring. Thanks, and thanks.
Yoshida?
Communications and Public Engagement Committee met on December 11th, 2023. Present were myself, Dr. Hopkins, Dr. Smith, Ms. LaCourte, and Mary Clark. The meeting began at 7:30. The committee discussed the grand opening ribbon-cutting event of the Franklin Warrior Partnership Health Center, which occurred on December 5th. The health center provides services for employees and their families who received their medical benefits through the district. The event included tours of the facility and opportunity to meet the staff there. The committee discussed local press coverage of the district. The committee was informed that the Franklin Township Public Schools mobile app has been released and will be promoted later in the month to our student families and later in the year to larger community through the township newsletter. A comparison of the website, mass notification, and mobile app vendors was shared with the committee as the contract with the existing vendor is due to expire at the end of the school year. A recommendation for services going forward will appear on the agenda for the board's consideration this month. The Board of Education will be recognizing Warrior for Life Scholarship Foundation at its meeting on December 21st, 2023. The current committee members were thanked for their service on this committee this year. The meeting ended at 8 p.m.
Nancy, I want to jump in on Sammy's report. What Sammy presented tonight is something that the district set as a goal years ago, many years ago, and it's called the True Community Education Model. When you look at all the partnerships that he spoke about, it all ties around the school system and all of the interagencies that we depend on. The working with the municipality this closely has never happened before. Working with the food bank this closely has never happened before. I mean, it's always, people always doing good things for the food bank, but this kind of planning is actually a milestone in Franklin Township. For those of you who've been here a while, you know what I'm talking about. This is true community education. It's the Flint, Michigan model of community ed. It's called the CER model, Community Ed and Recreation. And that's what that Dr. Ravalli is spearheading. I have a lot of it in my council comments in a little while. And then the facilities committee and all the committees. Now, we don't meet as a whole. So that's why I'm jumping in now, because sometimes people leave the meetings. So you got to really understand what's happening here in Franklin Township. And thanks, Sammy, for your leadership, and Nishita with the food insecurity. These are real issues. I spend time at the food bank each week. This week, you couldn't even get your car in the driveway. I mean, people are lined up. Tomorrow there's a food distribution where people can come and just get packages. It's a real concern. So I congratulate the Board of Ed. I congratulate Dr. Ravalli for visionary leadership. And I'll talk about that a little bit later also. But I wanted to get it in case any of you dare to leave. Thank you very much.
Glad we could accommodate that, Bill. Lori? Do you have?
Thank you. I have the Finance Committee report. The Finance Committee met Tuesday, December 19th at 6 p.m. In attendance were myself, Lori Maris, Mrs. Ardaman Singh, Mr. Sammy Shaban, Dr. John Ravalli, Mr. Brian Bonanno, Mr. Stephen Freed. We discussed financials and contracts. The committee reviewed the supplemental bills list for the month of December. The committee also reviewed the board secretary's report, transfer report, bank reconciliation, and for that prior month. Charter school payments. The district paid $1,681,315 in tuition and $198,995 in transportation for the month of December. This brings the total charter school costs to $11,435,412 for the year to date. Tuition year to date, $11,236,415. Transportation year to date, $198,995. We also discussed the New Jersey Unclaimed Property Administration. Brian Bonanno and Dr. Ravalli discussed the possibility of claiming some funds up to $10,000 from the New Jersey Unclaimed Property Administration. This is being looked into. Financial audit. Mr. Freed discussed the status of the current financial audit and to expect the audit to be complete sometime in January or February. He shared that most of the financial work is complete, but that there was some footnote work that still had to be completed. The meeting ended at 6:30 p.m.
Thank you, Lori. Ardaman?
So the Personnel and Negotiations Committee met on December 13th. The meeting began at 6:26 p.m. In attendance were myself as chair, Walter Jackson, Lori Maris, Dr. John Ravalli, Brian Bonanno, and Jackie Schneider. The Personnel and Negotiations Committee reviewed and discussed the following items: the personnel report, December 21, 2023, number 6. The committee reviewed the report, which includes appointments of teachers, paraprofessionals, custodian, vice principal for Franklin Park School, vice principal and supervisor of math, academic intervention, K-5 coordinator of enrichment program, manager of HR and manager of payroll, stipend appointments that include CST, case evaluations, literacy leadership team, literacy tutorials, and site coordinators, to name a few. Affiliation agreement with Columbia University. Mrs. Schneider reviewed with the committee the affiliation agreement with Columbia University to accept and support speech-language specialist students. FTEA request letter to enter into collective bargaining. Mr. Bonanno reviewed with the committee the FTEA's request letter to enter into collective bargaining. We will begin the process when we return from winter recess. Special Education Substitute Bonus Program. Mr. Bonanno reviewed a proposed bonus program for substitute teachers working in special education assignments. Effective January 2, 2024 until the end of the school year, all special education assignments accepted will be paid out an additional $20 a day to the daily rate and $10 for half-day assignments. To qualify, you must work at least 5 days in a special education classroom. This guarantees a minimum $100 bonus. Each additional day will add $20. This will be paid out as a lump sum at the end of the school year. Minority Teacher Development Grant. Mrs. Schneider reviewed with the committee details of the Minority Teacher Development Grant through the NJ Department of Education. The application has been submitted by CJ Pride and Garden State Coalition of Schools. If the grant is awarded, the district will be one of 3 recipients of comprehensive efforts to support the recruitment and retention of diverse educators, provide financial assistance for candidates for certification fees currently waived, and promote the establishment of affinity support groups. The meeting ended at 7:05 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we're on to our new business.
So I would like to make a motion to approve the following. R1 monthly reports, M1 minutes of board meetings, A1 travel and related expense reimbursement, A2 affirm harassment, intimidation, and bullying decisions, A3 student affiliation agreement, A4 New Jersey unclaimed property administration, A5 revised policies second reading and adoption, A6 revised policies first reading, A7 revised regulation adoption, A8 facilities use A and B, A9 accept donations, A10 New Jersey homeroom submission, A11 minority teacher development grant, B1 warrants and payroll, B2 financial reports, B3 contract approval A through L, B4 change orders, there are none for this month, B5 contract renewal, group medical and prescription drug benefits, B6 disposal of equipment, B7 electric supply for district power, B8 regular operating district construction grant FEC letters, B9 ESEA carryover funds amendment, C1 out of district students 2023-2024 school year, C2 field trip destinations, C3 field trip applications, C4 New Jersey high impact tutorial grant HIT, C5 new classroom text, C6 new course, C7 course name change, P1 salary allocations, P2 personnel report number 3, dated December 21, 2023. Once again, R1, M1, A1 through A11, B1 through B9, C1 through C7, P1 and P2.
Okay, motion made by Ardeman, seconded by? There's no
Is
P2.
there just P?
There's just P1. I should have a different.
Okay, apologize. It's just P1.
So moved by Ardeman, seconded by Sammy. Okay, discussion? Comments? Concerns? Nishida? Sammy? Lori? Bill?
Nope.
Walter? Mike? Dennis?
Good.
Hardeman? Roll call?
Yes to everything, abstain from check 119475.
Yes.
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 Yes. Motion carries. And now we are on to comments from the public on anything. Can I get a motion to open public comment?
So moved.
Moved by Ardeman, seconded by Sammy. All in favor? Opposed? Welcome, Mr. Connell.
Bill Connell, 25 Spring Street. Huh? How you doing, everybody? Happy holidays. I don't know if this makes me a loser, but I was actually watching another town's Board of Ed meeting, and a parent got up and lectured the Board of Ed on what he thinks they should do with school discipline and what the teachers and the administration should do. And it struck me that one word he didn't use, and that was parent. And you have teachers, you have administrators, and the third leg of the stool is parenting. And every once in a while I listen to the Board of Ed talk, and I feel like they take on too much responsibility without acknowledging that parents are part of the process. You're not servants. And that's my belief, and more to why I'm here. When I came to the Board of Ed, when I was supporting the middle school plays, I would bring a set piece or something like that. And it was more than just being silly. It was making you part of the process. You guys approve budgets. You allow us to use the facilities. Or, you know what I mean. And I'm just trying to make it part of a group effort, okay? And over the 16 years I was there, I did some amazing things. I met some amazing, amazing people. People way more talented than me. And we did great things. And so if you're a parent now, you should go out and support your teacher, support a group, support the Warriors, support something. Do something, because great things can happen. I'm here to tell you, because a lot of great things happened to me over the last many years. Which brings me to you, Mr. Smith. Okay? You knew it was coming, right? Mike Smith represents that journey to me, and I needed to make sure I was here tonight. Nishida's husband, Nishida and her husband, were part of that as well. But when you can take a load of lumber and throw it on a guy's lawn, literally, take it out, throw it, and have it cut for you a couple hours later and bring it to Sampson G. Smith, all in part of keeping to a schedule, that's a good guy. As his friend, or as he became my friend, and as a board member, I also acknowledge he really very seriously took being a board member very seriously. And when you read the newspapers about Board of Ed members, Board of Eds and Board of Ed members going off the rails, being a singular event, I can tell you personally, Mike Smith actually stepped back and always looked at the situation for what it was. He didn't go in with a preconceived notion. And, even me, sometimes I get a little hot, okay, and he had to put me in my place. And that was all part of the fun. And I respect the fact that he understood he was just a caretaker and just providing services for the schools. And I think he did a good job. I'm proud of you. And thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you. Is there anyone else from the public on anything? Seeing no. Okay.
So second.
Motion to close public comment by Mike, seconded by Dennis. All in favor? Opposed? Public comment on any topic is now closed. After that glowing farewell address from Mr. Connell, Mike, that's a good thing to close on. And now we are on to good of the order. Actually, no, we're not. We are now on to welcoming actually, let's call up the principal from Franklin Park, because that is, so Jen Stein. Who is losing a vice principal and gaining another vice principal.
Hello, everyone. I am Jen Stein, the principal of Franklin Park, and it is bittersweet to be saying bye to Miss McGee. For the short amount of time we've been together, we've done amazing things as a partnership, but I'm very fortunate to know that she's going to do a lot more for our entire district. With that said, she's been my partner in helping to select who will replace her, which is bittersweet when you have to sit at the table and be on a committee to know that this person is going to take your place, but she knows that's her forever home. And we are presenting Jessica Young as her replacement as Franklin Park's new vice principal. She has been in education for 14 years. She has been a guidance counselor, so having that background of anti-bullying specialist, RTI, being a classroom teacher where she teaches SEL, so she has that Danielson background. But overall, our focus in this district is utilizing restorative practices so that our children are growing and excelling academically, but having someone have that background to know that we want a reduction in ODRs and suspensions because we need them in school. And we need them to know that we are here for them and their school is their community, their safe place. And we are just very excited for her to be joining our team. And I have to say, there's a committee and it's intimidating to come in and know that there's 10 people making sure that you're the right fit. And it's nice to say that she was the person that every committee member said yes to. So we are very fortunate and excited and looking forward to your blessing as we move forward into the new school year.
Thank you.
I guess, do you want me to welcome Jess?
Yeah, actually, let's call up Gabe.
Okay.
Lower this a bit.
Before you go, Mrs. McGee, Jen did a wonderful job. So I certainly don't want to go beyond what she said, but I do have to clarify one thing. You are, yes, working for the district still, and yes, you are now the new district level math supervisor for elementary schools. And during that transitional period, you'll still be helping out as a vice principal a little bit, but we congratulate you on your new role as district supervisor of mathematics.
So I just want to speak quickly. Good evening, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Ravalli, Dr. Logren, Mr. Bonanno, my esteemed colleagues, and community members. I'm honored and excited to stand before you today as I accept the position of, wait, it's pretty long, Vice Principal, Supervisor of Mathematics and Academic Intervention Support K through 5, and the Core Coordinator of Enrichment. I'm truly grateful for your trust that you have placed in me, and I'm eager to contribute my skills and passion to further the success of our schools. First, I'd like to thank my family, my husband Charles, my son Aiden, and my daughter Avery, who attend, both my students attend Franklin schools. Their support has motivated me to dream big and take risks, and this was a big risk for me, again, because I was excited to be with Mrs. Stein and working so wonderfully. I'd also like to thank Dr. Iris Blay for establishing a strong foundation in the K through 5 mathematics and AIS and enrichment departments. Dr. Blay has shared her knowledge and experience with all of us and with the Franklin community for the last 16 years. I want to wish her good luck in her retirement. I want to express my appreciation to the board for this incredible opportunity. To lead is a privilege, and I truly know that I am lucky to have that privilege. As I look ahead, my focus will be on fostering positive and collaborative environment among our dedicated educators. I believe for us to grow, we stand at the intersection of family engagement, strong professional development, making sure our teachers that are there are enjoying what they're doing and that love comes through to our students. And most importantly, it's motivating our students to love mathematics. When I was an educator for 19 years, the first thing I would ask on the first day of school, how many of you love math? And for the ones who didn't raise their hands, I said, I'm going to get you by the end of the year. And for 19 years, I never failed. So my goal is to bring that excitement and passion for mathematics into the elementary classrooms. So as the landscape of learning continues to evolve, I'm just super excited to bring together my passions, which are family engagement and mathematics, and to be able to grow our district even further. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much and welcome, and I'm excited to see how all that fits on your business card, your title. And now I would like to welcome the new Vice Principal of Franklin Park School, Jessica Young.
Okay, so Dr. Ravalli of the board, thank you very much for this opportunity, and thank you for your approval this evening. So I just want to thank the board, the administration, the interview panel, Ms. Stein for your time, effort, and support and belief in me. I would also like to thank Ms. McGee for her time and support and belief in me, and wish her well on her new endeavor. I am both honored and humbled to be appointed as the new vice principal at Franklin Park Elementary School. I feel lucky to have the opportunity to work and learn beside Ms. Stein. I am anxious to meet the students, staff, and families and begin building relationships. I will prioritize the mission, vision, and goals of the district and share in the collective responsibility to ensure equity within our school community. I look forward to sharing in the success of our students, celebrating their diversity, and leading with the belief of setting high expectations for all. Thank you for the opportunity to grow roots in and serve in this wonderful district.
Thank you. Sorry. Do you want to go up? Shake hands. Shake hands. And now we're on to good of the order. Sammy?
Yeah, just want to again wish Nishida and Mike best, and you always have a home here, and we're just very grateful for your years of service. It's not easy being on the board. It's a lot of self-sacrifice, but you all did it, and you did it selflessly, so thank you so much. I want to thank our new vice principal who's busy taking pictures, and but best of luck in your endeavors, and I really want to thank the Franklin Warrior Foundation for all that you guys do to inspire next generation of warriors and facilitate their ascension. And hopefully, I'm imagining that that's going to also come full circle, just like you all did. So thank you so much for all your contributions. And have a happy holiday to everybody, and New Year.
Thank you. Lori?
Well, I'd like to wish everybody a happy holiday. I've already thanked Nishida and Mike. So congratulations to our newest FAST supervisor and our vice principal. And again, for all that celebrate the holidays in December, please enjoy and a happy, healthy New Year.
Bill?
Yeah. So December's been a busy month. So let me go through some of the activities. The ribbon cutting at the medical center on Veronica is an unbelievable feat for this school system and our municipality. So congratulations, Dr. Ravalli, your planning team. And this is a great perk for our staff, for their families, and from what I hear in the street, people are very excited about it. So this is great. In December, on the 8th, I attended the ribbon cutting at Elizabeth Avenue School for the new inclusive playground. It's state of the art. You should see it. I mean, you could, kids that are limited could do anything. And it's just amazing. Dr. Sofel has done a great job acquiring a grant for this. And the staff, Miss Emily Desai, and there was another teacher involved. I forgot her name right now, but they created this playground, and the parents were out with the kids, and the ribbon cutting was just great. As you know, News 12 was in town and did a tour of many of our businesses and the Chamber of Commerce. And all the things that I talk about, if you don't think they belong in a board report, let me redirect you. Business is good for our schools. So when we promote our businesses through the Chamber, we're helping those people who donate to the Warrior for Life, to the food bank. So everything ties in synergistically. The community band, something that we started when we did the gazebo, never really came to fruition, but recently, this last week, it did. And of course, we had the honor of a solo presentation by Mr. Orville Wilson with his saxophone. So he was fantastic. Thank you, Rebecca, for using your school for the band. We do the rehearsals there. The band will be performing on the gazebo. And the reason I bring it up now is because we have alumni in the band, and we had students from our school who sat in with about 15 different musicians. It was a phenomenal night. I mean, it was a dream come true. McAfee Road School donated to the food bank over $1,000 this week. A couple of kids read a penny drive, and the pictures came out great. My friend Jimmy Lee was there, and he donates a lot to that school. Yesterday, I attended the Road to Success Cookie and Cocoa. Nikki Tatum does a great job with that program. I only had one cookie, but it was really a well-done event. This week, I attended the Somerset County Ed Services Commission meeting. Some of our students go there, and it's a good program. And the only thing I want to say about Sammy's report that I forgot is that the YMCA is also an integral part of interagency cooperation. So the Y, because of Dr. Ravalli, I've been throwing his name out a lot tonight. We have a before and after school program there, working in connection. See, this is that community education model. This has never happened before. And then we have second grade kids going for swim lessons in Hillsborough. Now I'm hoping Franklin Township moves a little quicker on getting this Y built in Franklin. I'll talk about that when I'm sworn in on, if I ever get sworn in on January 4th. But the Y is integral to the health and safety of our families, childcare and the swim lessons, because some of the childcare is just problematic. And the other thing, finally, with the preschool thing that Sammy mentioned and Dr. Ravalli mentioned, as an educator, and the principals here tonight, Ms. Stein, Rebecca, people that have the elementary experience, when you start the child at 3 years old, when they get to kindergarten, their social skills, academic abilities are sharpened, especially if they go through our school system. You plant the tree right, it's going to grow strong. So this movement with the preschool is absolutely essential for Franklin Township. So that's my council comments.
Thank you. Walter?
Once again, I just want to personally thank Nishida and Dr. Smith. Being on the board, as you all know, it's a volunteer position, but you guys have made it a pleasure to serve on the board with you. Every time I go to the Board of Ed convention in Atlantic City, you just sit and hear what other boards are not doing, and the fighting and the riffing and the disagreement. But you guys have made it your mission and your purpose to allow us to do the work in the district. So I truly appreciate you. You will be missed, but I know you will still be close by. So once again, I want to personally thank you guys. I remember when Mike was running with Ed, and I met him at he was doing the like the coffee, the bagel shops, and I met him, and you know, I was inspired by him then, and of course he got my vote. But truly appreciate the work that you have done on the board, and like I said, you guys will be missed. Dr. Valley, Orville, Dr. Logren, Jackie, Mary, Brian, I appreciate you guys as well, because you allow us to do the work. You guys have so much insight and vision that allow us to collectively work together and do the work in our district, and everybody can see it. To all the teachers, the staff, the administration that are here, to the students, have a safe and happy holiday. If you haven't reached out to a loved one in a while, reach out, give them a hug, and tell them how much you love them. Thank you.
Thank you. Dennis?
Yes, 'tis the season. We are amongst some great folks, some outgoing board members that, like I said before, may not be here, but be here. They will be here in spirit, and continuing on with the missions. Yes, we are about to. The students are about to depart for their winter recess, and for what Bill was saying with the preschool initiatives and things like that. I echo what Bill is saying about if the foundation is not strong, no matter what you try to build on it, it's not going to be as sturdy that it should be. And to the class of 24, it should be about exciting times upcoming in the sense of college acceptance and seeing where their next journey is going to take them. And I always stand on top of the rooftop and try to scream as loud as I can that if folks take advantage of what Franklin offers, our students are doing well wherever arena they are placed in. And like I said, we are doing great things here. We are doing great things here on the board. The superintendent and his staff is doing great things, spearheading committees, and as a collective group, like my good friend Grippo was saying, that it takes a village with the kids and with the adults to make a comfortable society. But happy holidays, be safe. It's time for family.
Thank you. Nish? Oh, I'm sorry, wait. Ardeman?
So I'm going to steal Mrs. Stein's word. It is a bittersweet day today, evening today. I have three special people departing. It's celebration of the Warrior Foundation, 2 new vice principals, but I have three special people leaving us today, Nishita and Mike and my special friend Jackie Schneider. She is retiring. I'm going to miss the conversations as an, HR person in profession. There would be days that I would, call Jackie and talk to her about work issues that we would have and, have suggestions, and we would share information about, Jackie, there is this individual at work I'm dealing with, help me out here. And she would talk about, of course, maintaining the confidentiality, but I'm really going to miss you. But I wish you luck with your retirement. Brian, her shoes would be very hard to fill. I hope you can find someone just like Jackie to fill her shoes. And Nishita and Mike, I hope you don't disappear. You're still going to be in Franklin, and, we might just knock on your door and come. We're those teammates. We've really had great times together. And I really get emotional when people leave. So it's very hard for me to say goodbye. And I hope it's a short goodbye, just not being on the board, but we'll continue to see each other, every day as parents, as friends, as, part of the community at different events. And I just want to leave everyone with, I'm sure, Daryl, you'll understand, Franklin is very big on diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. And I follow Lily Zhang on LinkedIn, and I've had the opportunity to listen to some of the interviews and read the books. And today's LinkedIn post was very, very nice. And Lily Zhang's LinkedIn post said that there are 5 skills that we all should be prepared to exercise during the holiday season, especially if we are seeing our friends, our loved ones, and family members. And those 5 emotional intelligence skills are active listening, emotional regulation, boundary settings, establishing norms, and practicing compassion. And practicing compassion is what was highlighted, that the holidays can be stressful for many, especially in these days when there is so much strife and pain and war going on in the world. Whether or not we're engaging in challenging conversations with our communities, don't forget that regardless of your goals this holiday season, we are inherently enough the way we are. And make sure we make regular time and space for the interactions that feed, nourish, and recharge us. So happy holidays to everyone and best of luck, and we'll see you all in 2024.
Thank you. Nish?
I'm going to start by congratulating you, Ms. McGee and Ms. Young, on your new positions. I'm sure you guys are going to be great. I had to write something so I don't start babbling. As my 6-year journey with this incredible team comes to a close, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for the support, the dedication, and cohesive teamwork. Together, we worked towards the common goal of providing excellent education to our community. We have now become the best high school for this year, and I'm sure we're going to continue on that progress. What I found to be the best asset was that this is not just a community that says we'll do stuff. We all pull in. It is the village that is making us great. I have never heard of school trying to give healthcare, working with the township and bringing food insecurity as an issue, which is always an issue, but nobody talks about it. I'm so proud to be a resident of this township, but I'm even more proud that I had a chance to work with each one of you, and I've taken away and I've learned more than college ever taught me. The equity, inclusion, diversity, the parts of all of that I learned is what makes me want to join FISC and to do stuff to continue nourishing our young, and that is going to help our children succeed. I can't tell you how grateful I am to have this opportunity, to have served alongside each of you dedicated individuals. Thank you for all the effort and positive impact that you have helped me make alongside you. I loved each and every committee that I participated in. It brought me great joy just to sit and laugh and learn. And I am not going far. I'm going to be sitting on the first row along with the friend which we're missing today. She didn't show up. But I really want to thank everybody for allowing me a chance to serve our great township. Thank you.
Mikey?
I've been called worse. All right, these are some final thoughts here. I hope they're not too Grippo Seggio-esque, but they may be.
That's a new term.
All right, so to the broader community, it's been both a privilege and an honor to serve the people of Franklin Township. When my family moved to New Jersey from Ohio to plant a family here in Somerset, I had no idea how the resulting roots would grow both wide and deep. It may be a stereotype that folks from the Midwest are more friendly and care about their community more. This cannot be further from the truth. In a place where people find themselves having all different kinds of economic situations, educational backgrounds, family histories, cuisines, spoken languages, places of worship, and scientific comprehension, it can be hard to feel like one community. Franklin has shown to me that despite any differences, we are all aligned on wanting the best for our kids and community. Franklin works, not perfectly, but it works. We are more similar than different, and this community is a shining example of how true that is. Thank you all for this opportunity. I also want to thank Malik and Bill Bowman for reporting on the community and showing the folks what Franklin Township Public Schools is all about. Into the district. So Nishida and I came onto the board as what seemed like a large shift in leadership and direction. Under Dr. John Ravalli's leadership and his team, the district's compass was calibrated to point to better stability and better outcomes. There's still work to do, and I have no doubt better will come. While it would be great to get everything right the first time, there's a saying from the construction crew parents of the SGS HSE players that we have to do this at least 3 times until we get it right. That's growth mindset. The ability to aim at a goal and work towards it despite setbacks is what will get us there. Keep the end in mind. There have been many people that have been a pleasure to work with, including John Toth, Dr. Dan, Dr. Sofield, Miss Mary Clark, Mr. Valencia, Mr. Bonanno, Jackie Schneider, and Mr. Wilson. It's been great. Thank you. So to the teachers, to the staff, teachers, aides, coaches, and principals, some of you are here. Dan, Nick, Rebecca, Darren, Jennifer, Miss Young, and Miss McGee. You're a significant part of the backbone. You're a significant part of the backbone and guides for the future for our children. In addition to your passion for education, your professionalism in your jobs and during contract negotiations have really stood out to me. Your hearts and minds are in the right place for our students. I've appreciated your work educating my children and giving them the experiences to help them become the adults that they are. To the board, both past and present, it has been great to work with so many thoughtful and caring and committed people. What I said about the community also applies to this board. We are all different, but we work and have done great work for the district. This board will continue to move forward when you work together towards common goals. So Lori, Sammy, Walter, Mr. Grippo, Dennis, we've all shared hard discussions. We've had good conversations about our kids and great time supporting our field hockey and basketball teams. You will continue to do great things for this district. Ardeman, I'm going to nerd out here a little bit. I always thought Yoda saying, size matters not, look at me. Judge me by my size, do you? From Empire Strikes Back was cinematic lip service. You're human proof that the only thing that matters is the size of someone's heart and the size of the fight in the person. Keep up the good work, Ms. President. Speaking of presidents, Nancy, you are one of the kindest, smartest team builders anyone could encounter. Your dedication to the students and community of Franklin is without reproach. You led us through good times and as well as the COVID pandemic. I have thoroughly enjoyed our discussions, and if it existed, you would clearly win the Nobel Prize for phone conversations. Nishida, thank you for all the insights on being a science teacher. It's contextualized many of our situations for being on the board. You will be both missed on this board and as a teacher. I've thoroughly enjoyed our time together, so thank you. Ed's not here, but I have to say a couple words about him. Until I met Ed Potosnik, it never occurred to me to run for public office. I've always been someone who likes to make things, figure stuff out, and try to crack some jokes. I remember the first evening we met, having an adult beverage and connecting over chemistry. Thank you for asking me to run for the Board of Education. It brought me way outside of my comfort zone, and I have grown tremendously because of it. There's a couple others to thank. Mr. Connell and Scott Glasson. Your insights and perspective on issues are always appreciated since many times they opposed each other. I also want to thank Terry Seggio. Watching her execute year after year to put on the middle school plays has taught me more about leadership than any Harvard Business Review article or Learn to Lead book. I also think that's why these thoughts are going on for so long. Finally, I need to thank my children, Jake and Molly, and most of all my wife, Laura, for putting up with me putting in long hours at work and then more time to the community on the BOE. I will miss being a part of the Franklin Township Public Schools Board of Education, but I am energized to be able to focus a bit more time on developing new oncology therapies at my place of work. It's been great, everybody. Thank you.
I'll have to make a point not to call you anymore. I've already said what I'm going to say about Mike and Nishida, and actually it would turn into that phone conversation that Mike has just spoken about. So I'm not going to say any more to you. But we do this as a team, and part of the team are you. It's our teachers, it's our parents, it's all of our staff, it's the board, it's administration, and it's the community. And together, and the council, because we're an anomaly. I was talking to Mayor Kramer about this. We're such an anomaly that no other town works with their Board of Education and their library and other organizations within their town so closely to get things done. And we do. And that's a lot to be proud of. And as you wrap up a year, you want to look back at all the things that you've done. In education, though, our year ends in June, so it's kind of weird to end it now. But we've done a lot in just this past year, like calendar year, and it's because of everybody together. It's because of people like Mike or people like Nishida, people like Mike, who are going to step off of the board, but be doing things from right there and still helping our community. It's like the Plumbers and the Solomons, and you never go away. So to you guys, thank you. To administration, you guys rock. You totally are awesome. And you're right, you do bring those interesting ideas, the conversations, the personal conversations, the academic conversations are incredible, and the relationships that we've built. And again, it all helps us and helps the community. So thank you, guys, all of you. To Jackie, so I'm like not happy about your retirement, but I know that you have two little people. 3 now? Okay, just had number 9. So you have your little people that are depending on you, and you're going to do an amazing job with them, as you've done with all of our staff. So good luck. And if you've ever seen a play in Franklin, as I'm reading the personnel report, I'm reading about Terry, which killed me when she retired, but also Tim Walton. So for their performances that they've brought to Franklin Township, we really appreciate it. And we now have a student, Malia Moon, who is on Broadway in what the name of the play? Hell's Kitchen, right? Yeah, Hell's Kitchen, which is going to be incredible. So our kids do go on and do great things. And to everybody, have a very happy holiday. As you said, reach out to somebody, let somebody know that you care, say thank you, and start the year off with some good, positive things going on. And to close out, Mike had gotten me this massive gavel, because I always wanted a gavel that I got from Ed Potasnik. So, Mikey, go ahead. You got the little one. Sorry. Adjourn us. We're adjourned.